Hey, look at you. Look at me. Look at me, the fuck?
Welcome to Chuck and Larry, where we explore the magic of filmmaking through your favorite movies and shows. Isa Rae's Rap Shit Season 2 is back with episodes 1 and 2 dropping on HBO Max. I love Season 1. And today we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes of Season 2. Hopefully I won't spoil anything, but we're going to talk about the story, the acting, and break down some of the filmmaking decisions happening in this episode from a visual standpoint. Go! Just throwing a nod out to the creators of these opening sequences. I just love how they mix up the style and vibe of every episode with these opening sequences. Really cool stuff. Shawna and Mia's journey into the rap game continues. Episode 1 finds them on the brink of their first ever tour, but not without challenges. Shawna faces a fraud investigation linked to her former hotel job, which is how the cliffhanger left off on the Season 1 finale. Shawna deals with her family's resentment toward her rap career. It's a great scene here with her parents just laying into her life choices. I'm sure everyone can relate to that to some extent. And it's a nice conflict the writers created here because we can totally relate to what her parents are thinking. And we're also at the same time rooting for Shawna since it's an exciting time for her with her career just starting to get off the ground, right? And this part is just hilarious. I love this. When she tells them she's going on tour with Lord AK, her dad's reaction is just awesome.
I'm gonna go on tour with Lord AK.
Like Shut up, Sade!
Mia scrambles to find care for her daughter, Melissa. For Mia, reconciling with Lamont takes a platonic turn, which gives us a refreshing look at his growth as he steps up for Melissa. Despite these challenges, their excitement for the tour is building, but they get bummed by the news that they can only perform one song and it won't be their hit, Seduce and Scheme, which, let's face it, we all fell in love with that song from Season 1. Some really strong acting happening here from KaMillion and Bobby Baker. It reminds the viewer of the deep issues they have between each other. I love how the scene seems to go in the direction of Mia's mom praising her, then it takes a sharp turn and she makes it all about herself. Then the scene escalates from there. So great acting skills at play here. Just really top-notch acting. Let's look at the poolside scene here with Francois and Shawna. A little bit of color theory here. We got a balance of teal blues, blue greens, whatever you want to call that whole spectrum. We got mauves, mauve pinks, or kind of a purplish pinkish thing going on. And dude, I just love the cinematographer and color grading artist, their choice of colors in these specific scenes like this one, where there's some emotional connections kind of revealing themselves or coming to the surface in these characters. It looks like there's maybe a vignette happening here from the color grader. It's just a really nice way of making this scene between the two of them pop with these colors in the background. Filmmaking is, of course, we know, collaborative, and many people discuss and weigh in on all these different logistics and details. Obviously, this is even more true with shows from HBO, which has a reputation for basically the highest level of cinematic TV filmmaking. So the color palette of the show must have been thoroughly decided upon throughout the whole process, from pre-production, shooting, to post-production. I just dig the retro 80s highly saturated neon vibe. What do you guys think, huh? Let's talk about it in the comments. What do you think the purpose of this lighting and color scheme is from a story standpoint? What is it doing? What is it serving? I doubt all these filmmakers that came together on this production said, oh, let's just do it. Let's just make it look cool. Let's just do that. It's a very conscious decision. It takes hours to rig up and dial in all the lighting on the set. I think this particular scene is meant to highlight the positive connection and respect Francois and Shawna have for each other. It's like kind of the first time in the series they're openly expressing it to each other. And somehow the color just really pulls you into that feeling that they're having for each other. Episode 2 turns up the drama. Let's take a look at this opening scene. For me, one of the best parts of the show is how it uses the point of view of the cell phone. It's a storytelling device, or kind of a hidden character. It is representing us, the viewer, as being voyeurs. It's making a point to us that our lives have been, in a sense, separated by this technology to some extent, and at the same time we seek validation through it. The characters are at times their loneliest, despite having a social media following, community and fans and all that stuff. Besides that, I just saw an article the cinematographer Eric Bronco shot this season with the Alexa Mini LF cameras. with Cook Pancro lenses. And man, I just want to know, like, how do they rig these shots up? These cameras that are clearly heavier than cell phones, the actors have to act like they're like holding a cell phone. What do you what do you all think? I wonder. I don't know how they did this. I want to know. If anybody knows out there, please write in the comments. Shawna and Mia's unresolved issues from Shawna's freestyle mishap in season 1 creates tension. Their first performance on tour is, relatively successful, but somehow it revealed this kind of lack of chemistry and unison. They're just not on the same page. Going to another scene where they're consciously using this point of view technique. There's really great, beautiful lighting here. It's very smart. They created all this warm color temperature lighting for Lamont in the room he's in. Then when it's Mia's shot, she's supposed to be lit by the warm light of her phone. She's in a dark room and everything just falls off in the darkness except for the warm light on her face. Very well thought of from the cinematographer. And, lots of interesting stuff happens backstage. I'm not going to spoil it for everyone. The episode concludes with choices that lead to more conflict and division between Mia and Shawna. Here we go with that color scheme again for this whole scene. And, these days you can get amazing quality, full spectrum color LED light kits on a budget. The use of this color and lighting in this scene is another example where there's a reveal of the main character's emotional states. And it's kind of like, to me, a visual equivalent of when you have a chorus that repeats in a song. I am digging the tension between Shawna and Mia. Chastity is also a real strong character in the show. I'm really liking Jonica Booth's acting skills. She's really just like an anchor for Shawna and Mia so far. So she's a very well-written character. So if you're a fan of the show, it's not just about the music. It's about the complexities of personal relationships, the career challenges, the struggles to be united with your partners. Shawna and Mia's journey is a roller coaster. They got all these emotions, ambitions, and setbacks. It's just always this battle where they're chasing their dreams to get into the music industry. And so far, the style, the cinematography, the set design, the art direction just really creates a complete world for you. Like you really just understand exactly the point of view of each character, their flaws and strengths in a very complete sense just by looking at the imagery, the design of everything. Everything is solid so far. Can't wait to see the next episode. Now it's over to you. What do you think about this episode's filmmaking techniques? How would you recreate any of these scenes if you're on an indie budget? If you are an indie filmmaker, how would you bring a smaller drama or comedy like this to life using some of these lighting or color techniques or point of view techniques? Share your ideas in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video where we look at the filmmaking artistry of Rap Shit Season 2, Episode 3.